Hey everybody, it is me, Zachary Basler, and this is my very first podcast called The World According to Zach. Now, every other week, we're going to be talking about all the great things that are going on in Sacramento, from arts and humanities to the sports and great food that we have. We're going to talk a little bit about all things real estate, from the unhoused to the first time home buyer and those $1 million listings. Big shout out to my hosts of this great $1 million listing in Land Park right now. I'll talk about that in a little bit. And then give you a little sneak peek into Zach and some other things that are going on. And I'm going to be doing all of that this week. And I'm going to be talking about some other things. I'm going to talk about the best white elephant gift ever that I got over the holiday season. You'll have to stay tuned through the whole podcast to find out about that. And then I'm going to talk about AI for a little second. And we also have Mr. Malachite in the house. If you don't know who Mr. Malachite is, he is my 2-year-old puppy who recently found his hind legs weren't working. And modern medicine is a great thing, and I want to talk about that a little bit. So let's get right to it with Sacramento. Hey, it is a great town. They say it's becoming a mega city. I did a little bit of research on that. And well, a mega city has at least 10 million people, and the only current mega city in the United States is New York. So, all you Sacramentoites, Sacramentoans, we've got a couple more million, 5 plus to go before we're going to be a mega city. But we certainly have everything that those mega cities are offering, from sports complexes, performing arts complexes. We're almost half the price of any major metropolitan in California as far as housing goes, and that's why everybody's talking about us, and that's why we're booming. So let's get right to it. Okay, let's talk about all things Sacramento for a minute. And there's a lot of great things about them. I'm just going to talk about one of them today, and it is Artmix. This is at the Crocker Art Museum, and it happens once a month. If you know me, I absolutely love Artmix, and I like to share and bring as many people to it as possible. And so it is a different themed event every month. I think it starts around 6 p.m., and I mean, they go all out on the themes, and people wear costumes and theme it up, and it really is a good time. So this month's theme is mythical, and it's going to have a runway show, so fashion is always fun. And they indicated in their little preview that if you wear like a super fashionable outfit, you might be able to walk the runway with everybody. And then next month, the theme is giggle, and that's all about a comedy show. So I'm excited to go to next month as well. If you hear that in the background, that's Mr. Malachite. He is getting super excited about his appearance in a minute, and I'm going to tell him, you're a good boy, you're a good boy, and if you work with me for just a minute, everybody will be excited to see you. Now, so kind of like, I'm going to transition into housing for a minute. You were such a good dog, Mr. Malachite. So housing, right? So all things housing here in Sacramento, it is booming and it is great. But there are a lot of unhoused people here in Sacramento. And unless we know how many people are unhoused, then we don't know how much money we're going to need or how many avenues that we're going to have to go down in order to help all of these people. Now, I think so we do it's called a point in time count every year, and we usually do it on the coldest days of the year because most of the unhoused people will be in shelters, so easier to count. And they have groups of people who go to the shelters and count, and then they also have people who go out in groups on the street and they count in the areas where we know that homeless congregate. And I've never done this before, so I'm super excited about it. We're going to be doing it January 24th and 25th. I'll put a link if you want to do it. I'll put a link for Artmix too if you want to do that somewhere in these social media posts or in these podcasts, so you can log on and learn more. But I'm super excited about it. And on the One of the nights I'm going to actually be walking and counting, and then the other night I'm going to be working in their deployment center. So that's kind of great news, and I think it's great. And then a way that we're already trying to help the unhoused after we're counting them is California. A new law went into effect on January 1st, and it affects zoning for religious institutions, and I believe it's college campuses. And what it does is it says that they can use some of their land that they already own to build low income housing. So this is a brand new thing. And these organizations and churches are already helping people. So it's an easy way for us to connect with these low income people and get them off the streets, get them housed, get those that are housed in maybe more affordable situations with the help that's available with these churches and colleges that are already doing such great work. And so I'm super excited that California is kind of forward thinking on that. And if you're a church or a college, make sure you're taking advantage of this. We want as much housing as possible here in the great state of California, and everything we can build will help our housing crisis. And for first-time home buyers, guess what? Interest rates are already going down. They started to go down late last year, and which is exciting because they got pretty high in 2023, and the Feds are meeting again in January, so we'll see what they do with interest rates. But right now, if you're doing the traditional like 20% down on a $500,000 home, your payment and interest is running about $2,500 a month. And if you're buying a $600,000 home, they're running about $3,000 a month. So that makes it that much more affordable. So if your goal, like if you're a state worker or somebody in the category that can afford that, if you're thinking about buying, let's talk about it. Make sure your credit rating is up there, and get you talking to a loan officer, see what you qualify for and what areas you want to live in. And while we're doing that, I'm going to talk to you about the Dreamer program. So the Dreamer program is a California program. It started last year, and it helps Californians with down payment, which is awesome because that's one of the hardest things for some of these first-time home buyers to do, is to save enough money for the down payment. Well, it's back, and it's slated to open up in March. You do have to have all your ducks in a row to make it happen because it moves pretty fast. But hey, if they're helping you with your down payment, it's worth having all of those ducks in a row. And I hope I can talk to you more about that next episode. It's called the Dreamer program, or maybe that's just what I'm calling it. But it's good. And then finally, $1 million listings in Sacramento. Since COVID, there are so many more $1 million listings, and in lots of different neighborhoods, and that is super exciting for everybody. I mean, what neighborhood doesn't want a couple $1 million houses in their neighborhood? It rises property values for everybody, and everybody makes more money. And I'm actually in a great $1 million listing that I have right now. It is in Land Park. If you don't know about Land Park, it's this great old school park in the middle of Sacramento. The home's like 1920s to 1940s. Super wide streets, like humongous trees that are decades and decades old. And yeah, it's just charming. It's gorgeous. And it's steps away, a scooter away, a bike ride away, rollerblade away, taxi cab right away, or car right away from all of the great food, sports, performing arts that we have here in Sacramento. So if you're looking for like a 1940s style charm of a house with all the amenities, including a new saltwater pool, gas fire pit, and top of the line outdoor kitchen that is in Land Park, reach out to me and I can probably help you out. Okay. Now, AI. AI is on everybody's mind. It's on my mind. It started, about 2 years ago. I am an early adopter of all things tech, and I started playing around with ChatGPT. I'm using it in like marketing, social media, and I used it to create this podcast. So when I started during the Christmas break thinking like, hey, should I do a podcast? I asked ChatGPT what I should do, and it gave me a 15 pretty detailed step of what I needed to do. And I think I'm only on step 10 by filming it, and there's like another 5 that I have to do. But it told me all the equipment I needed to get. It told me all the platforms I needed to use in order to film it, video it, edit it. It told me what other platforms I need to use so that I can, I'm not using the right terms, but like stream it out to Apple and Spotify and all of that. So it is a learning process, but ChatGPT has been amazing with all of its tips, tricks, hints, its guide. So if you want to talk about artificial intelligence or like ways that it's excited you or things that you're using in your life, I'm always into hearing about it. I'm always into hearing about all things tech. So we're going to take a quick break right now while I get Mr. Malachi, and then we are going to talk about all the great things that are happening in physical therapy for canines and dogs. Be right back. Hey everybody, I am back with Mr. Malachi, and he is my rescue dog. He is a Chiweenie, so he's part Chihuahua and part Dachshund. And it's the Dachshund that, well, I guess I'll back up a little bit. On November 2nd, his hind leg stopped working, and we had to do emergency visit to the vet, and it was all very scary and everything. And evidently he has, and this is pretty common, is their spines are so long on the Dachshund that they get pinched nerves, and there's a narrowing of the spine, and this loss of hind legs happens more often than not. Now, he has spent since November 2nd very medicated up in a cage or his stroller, relaxing and healing. And then just yesterday, he got it to start physical therapy for dogs. And I didn't know that that was out there, and they do it all. So yesterday, and this is pretty cool, I'm pretty excited about it, and we've already seen some results, was he had cool laser therapy on his spine and some other areas. And if you want to see some cool pictures about that, that's on all of my social media. He looks super cute with his laser goggles on. And then they also do laser acupuncture for the more hyperactive dogs. And they find that they can do the laser on the pressure points that they do acupuncture with. And it stimulates and does all the same great stuff. So I've had human acupuncture before done, and it worked really well. And so I was excited to try it. And the laser acupuncture and the cool laser treatment both worked pretty well. And Mr. Malachite had a wider stance today. Yeah, that was pretty exciting. And he took a small step that was the correct way. There's also a lot of treatments that I have to do for him at home, like stretches and balance issues and everything. But I am all in because I want to see this guy walk again. And they said with my energy, Mr. Malachite's energy, and our enthusiasm, that we're looking at maybe 62% minimum walking ability again. So we're super excited about that. And yeah, yay, modern medicine. So I'm going to put Mr. Malachite down. I'm going to come right back, and we are going to talk about the best, and I'm telling you, the best white elephant gift ever. Or at least I think it is. Malachite, say goodbye. Bye. Okay, I'm back, and this best white elephant gift ever drives Mr. Malachite crazy, so he might start losing it. But what it is, and I got this from Jason and Allison's annual white elephant party, and so got these great gold anatomically correct slippers. He's already starting to go crazy, and so I'm always the worst person at the white elephant gift. I always get like number 1 or 2, and so there's nothing for me to steal from. So this year I was number 31 at the white elephant, and I saw these open up, like somebody opened them up like 3 people before me, and I knew I was walking with them because for some reason I needed them. And I don't know why I needed them, especially since they drive them crazy. But Allison, Redhead Sells Home, and Jason Ward always throw the best Christmas party, and it's a fun group of people with fun white elephant ideas. And so, hey, I got these, and all I can say is this is probably the best white elephant gift ever. These anatomically gold correct, yeah, slippers. with the white hairs around the shaft. I don't know if I can show these on the podcast, but we will see what goes on. So that is it for this week. That just put a smile on my face remembering about that white elephant party. Thanks again, Allison and Jason. And that's it for this. I'm going to put links on everything on the YouTube channel and on my social media. So if it's something you want to do or see or know more about, that you can find out for yourself. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Super excited about that and some other topics I'm going to be sharing, talking about. I want all of your feedback, good, bad, ugly, constructive, and topic ideas. And if you want to be a guest, of course, I want to know about that too. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and make every day a great day. That's it. That's the end of my first podcast, and that's The World According to Zach. Talk to you soon.